Hi everybody, today is Monday, November 17th, and I found out in a live stream, I think it was Saturday, someone mentioned that Monday, today, is National Go Take a Hike Day. So I decided to do exactly that. I'm at the Stephen F. Austin State Park. There is the Black Pearl and the restrooms and the ice and picnic tables, and we are at the trailhead that I'm going to start with here. This is my departure point, and I do have a trail map with me because I believe I'm going to walk further than this trail is in length. I'm here and I'm going to walk the Barred Owl Trail, which is slightly under 0.7 miles. And the lady pointed out to me all of the trails over here are closed because of heavy windstorm. A lot of large trees are down, and some of them are not completely down, so there's a risk of them falling on down, and danger. They won't let you go there, not even to take pictures. I asked. So if I finish this trail and I'm still feeling good and I want to get some more steps in, I can do this and take part of the Ironwood Trail and get back here and then loop back on the road to my starting point or something else. But I have a copy of this map in my pocket, and off we go. Here's the Ironwood / Barred Owl Trail. Cool gate. That is cedar. A second here. I do not plan on videoing this entire walk. I wanted to do the start. I am only doing, I walk every day, whether that's in my neighborhood, in downtown Brenham, at local parks, or somewhere else. I get my steps in. My goal is 10,000 steps per day. That's what's on my Fitbit. I drove this far because it is National Go Take a Hike Day. So I wanted to go take a hike somewhere, kind of special, not around the neighborhood. Turn around here. All right, we have come to the fork in the road. Yogi says when you come to a fork in the road, take it. So we're going to take it. And straight would continue on the Ironwood Trail, and to our left, I do believe, is the Barred Owl Trail. My suspicions are confirmed. Off we go. This is the kind of trail I prefer to walk, out in nature. And a pretty steep decline or descent right here, not super steep, but going downhill definitely, because we're going toward the river. And I really had hoped that I could live stream during this walk for at least part of it. I'm in that trailhead parking lot right there. I was LTE 1 bar. No live streaming gonna happen, right? So we'll see how it goes. Oh, look, so cool. There are a lot of these spiders and their webs here. The wind is blowing his web, or her web, as the case may be. Don't know what they are, but this one is right across the trail, and I actually kind of dodged, went around where I wouldn't rip its net down, wouldn't rip his web down. He worked too hard for that. No need to bother him. There's another one. I've seen like 10 of those so far. Those spiders are in abundance here. Several months ago, I decided that I would try to walk 3 miles without stopping. And I did. It felt great. I did that at Birch Creek over on the north side of Lake Somerville. And I thought about trying to set the record today. I don't know if I will or I won't. I doubt it. I am carrying more weight today. First of all, I have gained some weight, and it's not a surprise to me. It didn't sneak up on me. I knew it was happening. I wouldn't say I intentionally did it, but I relaxed my diet a little bit. Lately, when I eat a burger, I'm eating the bun. I've been eating tacos, including the real tortilla lately, things like that. And I didn't mind. Like when I went to San Antonio and met up with my YouTuber friends, or went to meet up with Jeff at Calvin the Boston Terrierist. When I went fishing with my friends in Oklahoma, I did not want to be on a really a very restrictive diet. I didn't go crazy. It's not like I've been eating pie and ice cream all the time or nothing like that. But I believe now I'm in the mid 190s. The lowest I got down to was 182. That was just for one day, but that's the lowest the scale ever said when I stood on it. For all of 2024, in the early part of 2025, I stepped on the scale every day and tracked my weight constantly. I haven't been doing that, but I decided recently that I'm going to go on another weight loss journey. And the reason I decided that is seeing videos, my own videos, and in the mirror, I still have some fat to lose. In particular, visceral fat. And visceral fat is that fat around your stomach, which for men, that's the first place that you add fat. It's the primary location for stored fat. And for women, I think that's the hips and thighs, I read. But for me, it's my belly. And visceral fat is not only fat and extra weight you don't need to be carrying around. It's bad for your organs. I've been reading a lot about how it's bad for your gallbladder and your kidneys and your liver and your heart and your lungs. And I'm 65, and I committed myself to get healthier, to take better care of myself. So by golly, I'm going to continue that. And I'm going to set a certain day and start again and get into ketosis, low carbs. So anyway, I know how to lose weight. I've proven that. The highest I found in my medical records that I weighed at the doctor's office was 280 something. And for the last 2 or 3 months of 2023, I started dieting or improved my diet as far as carbs I was consuming and sugar, cutting those things out for the most part. By January 1st, 2024, I was at 265, so I had probably lost 15 or 20 pounds by then. And that's when I started tracking. There you go. Let me see here. Yeah, that would be the Brazos River. Yeah, I don't know if I want to get any further down there. It's steeper than it looks. And that's good enough view right there. It's the mighty Brazos. That's why all this exists. This is Stephen F. Austin State Park. Stephen F. Austin brought what was called the old 300, the first 300 families that came to settle in, at the time, was Mexico. And it was under agreement with the government of Mexico, Santa Anna, and his government in Mexico City. And they wanted more commerce. Mexico at the time, or Santa Ana, felt like if it was settled and it was more occupied and there was more commerce, that would help Mexico hang on to it. Because of course other, Spain in France, and I don't know what all countries were, would look at claiming certain parts of that territory was his fear. And there's a lot of history there, and I can't repeat that history. I took a tour once of San Felipe de Austin, which is where Stephen F. Austin brought the original 300 families to colonize Texas, which was a part of Mexico. And it probably would have been fine, and the Mexican government's plan would have worked out great, but they did not treat the people well. They had taxation soon without representation. They had no say in their own future or what happened. And eventually, some years later, there was a revolution. And Texas gained its independence from Mexico. But, we're not here to tell that story. So back to how far I'm going to walk. 3 miles is unlikely. For one thing, I have my backpack with me. That's about, I'm going to guess, probably 15 pounds. Have water. So with the extra weight that I've added, plus my backpack, I'm going to say I'm carrying 25 to 30 pounds more than when I walked the 3 miles. When I walked that 3 miles, when I finished, my feet were numb and I was hurting. But I did that. The whole deal with that was to walk 3 miles without stopping. And on this walk, I'm willing to, if I need to get more steps in, maybe I'll just stop and rest. And I don't have to rest a long time. Just a few minutes, let the blood flow catch up to my legs, make my muscles quit spasming, get full feeling back in my legs, and I'm good to go again. Just like the same as when I left the trailhead to begin with, pretty much. So we'll see. I like this trail. I like it fine. No benches in sight or places to sit and rest, but for right now I'm doing okay. I'd say my feet are about maybe 25% numb due to the limited blood flow to them. But I'm making it. I'll be back. I wanted to go on a real hike on National Go Take a Hike Day, and I think this qualifies. I have been 0.8 of a mile so far, and I'm sweating, and my legs hurt, and my feet are getting pretty numb, and I'm loving it. I remember the days when I went and scaled the Enchanted Rock with Kevin. I told him that he's one of the people and one of the main inspirations for me doing what I did, because I would see him out on the trail making it happen, and there I was sitting at my desk, so fat and with limited blood flow to my legs to carry that much weight. A few hundred feet as far as I could go, and it was painful to do that. And I committed to changing that, and he truly did inspire me. There were 3 or 4 other people that included some hiking in their videos, and I wanted to be somebody that didn't just sit there and watch those while I was scarfing down Cheetos and apple pies. And I made it. I'm out here on the trail. It was a long and winding road. That's why I'm committed to also not, I gained some weight, and it wasn't a surprise. It's all okay. I knew it was going to happen. That it would be very easy for me to keep scarfing down cheeseburgers and tacos and start eating cake and pie and cookies and all that again. It tasted good. It's good. But all things in moderation, right? It's not that I can't eat those things, especially the burgers and tacos. just less often than I have been, and I still avoid the processed sugar. I've come to truly believe that processed sugar is poison to the human body, and I'm done with it. It caused me too many problems. I did go see the doctor recently, last week actually, and my blood sugar was up a little bit, but still in the normal range. My spot blood sugar, I think, was exactly 100, which is the highest of normal. But it will be easy enough to get that back down. I think it had been 87 the time before, something like that. Whereas if I look back on the history of my chart, when I started this journey, it was nearly 200. So we're good. I'm almost at the trailhead, back to the parking lot. I'm going to sit at one of those picnic tables, because here's why. My legs hurt and my calves are starting to spasm up. My legs are locking up, and as far as my breath or being tired or exhausted or out of breath, dehydrated, none of that is a problem. Just my legs won't carry me any further. And that's a good example, or a good representation. It kind of shows how important it was, the weight I lost. It's the weight you're having to carry. Your legs, your body have to work harder to carry that weight. Obviously they do. And the lighter you get, the further they're going to be able to carry you before they say, that's enough. Ain't carrying you no further, because we're locking up. I have about 40%. I think it's 38% in one leg and 39% in the other, based on the last year's annual test. I go back in January. I have the test every January. He wants to see if I have any continuing decline in blood flow to my legs. But because my femoral arteries are completely blocked, the only blood flow I have is through what are called collateral arteries. And if I walk, the more I walk, I build more collateral arteries. Just like if you lift weights, if you pump iron with your arms, if you bench press all the time and grow big muscles in your arms, all that new muscle, your body grows new arteries to feed it oxygen. So that's why I'm determined to walk all the time, because I want to be able to continue to walk. And I have to have those collateral arteries, and I need to build more, and I need to keep my weight down so that my legs don't have to work so hard to carry my weight. It's that simple. And I can see the parking lot from here, and it's very inviting. I'll be back. Such a blessing. I made it. It feels good to sit down. I'm sitting at a picnic table here by the restrooms at the trailhead, and fixing to have some cold water. And to tell you the truth, I thought about, it crossed my mind on the way over here, since it's go take a hike day, trying to set a new record, at least since my life recovery journey started, a new record for how far I walked without stopping. That ain't gonna happen. Not happening. I would have to go over 3 miles. I just went, I haven't even looked, 1.16 miles. And I'm gonna pause that, because I may walk some more, but it ain't gonna be over 3 miles, and it ain't gonna be without stopping, because I already stopped. It's really nice here though, and I set out to walk do a real hike on Go Take a Hike Day, and I think I've done that. I was tired and sweaty, and my legs hurt and my feet are numb, and so yeah, I did a hike. It seems like a good day, an appropriate day to talk about this whole weight loss journey and regaining my mobility and all that. Along the way, there was a period of time where I was at the peak of my, really working hard at losing weight and increasing the amount that I could walk without stopping continuously, and was trying to encourage people and to set achievable goals. And you reach that goal, it feels really good. And then you set the goal a little bit more, like 5 or 10 pound increments. That's what I did. You can go back and look at the videos, where I talked about that, and I encouraged people. And I have had a number of people have told me straight up that I helped them, that I inspired them, and that they have lost weight and they are healthier and they do feel better. I'll give you an example. Recently, when I went to the races, the super late model races, World of Outlaws at Boot Hill Speedway, my friend Perry, and he wasn't telling me along the way, like constantly updating, and he certainly wasn't making videos or anything. It was striking. Like, wow, Perry, you lost some weight. I mean, it was easy to tell. He just looked so much different and better and healthier. He said, "Yep, I was with you all along, buddy. Thanks for inspiring me. I love it. I feel so much better." And like that, man, that really made me feel good. And I thank Perry for recognizing that, for telling me that. It really makes me feel good. And he's not the only one. There were several others. But I've had the opposite response to that. I've had a couple of people along the way that said nasty things, that's okay. And also the example of a friend that I was trying to inspire, and they were on board and saying, yeah, I'm going to lose weight, and they would talk about how they were walking a little bit further, and then they dropped all that, and you don't hear any more about it on their channel, and they dropped me like a hot rock, like ghosted me. And I think they felt bad about not following through, and you shouldn't do that. I failed before, and you try again, and you're in a weight loss journey. If you slip up and instead of losing weight you've gained 5, that's no reason to quit. Just recommit yourself, right? It's kind of like my friend Barry talks about. We all slip up. We're not perfect. There's only one perfect, and we're not it. And don't be too hard on yourself. You just recommit yourself to your in both. That's both spiritually, your commitment to God, and that can apply to your weight loss too, or your health, whatever your health journey is, the thing that will make you better. Don't quit on yourself. That's the only message that I think that's the most important message I can relay. You have it within you. It may not happen the first time or the second time, but don't give up. Don't quit. And don't lash out at the people that have encouraged you to do it. That's not the right thing to do. But anyway, I think I did the right thing on National Hiking Day. I went out and found a place to do actually a real hike, and I enjoyed it over here. It's going to be a total of nearly 2 hours drive time to get here and back. And I'm fixing to head back. The Cowboys play tonight, play the Raiders, so maybe there's somebody that they can at least stay on the field with. It's not been a fun season for the Cowboys, and what makes it even more painful is seeing how good the Eagles are. At least the Eagles defense. They shut down a very good offensive football team last night, and they look pretty stout, especially if they can get their offense rolling. But anyway, that's it. I think I'm going to call it and ask you to treat other people the way you want to be treated. Every day, when you do something, when you talk to somebody, by your actions, whatever it is, ask yourself, is that what I would want somebody to be doing to me, to how I would want to be treated, and including the critters, right? And this is Todd. I'll see you next time. I'm out.